So these are the see-through boxes or containers from Ikea. They come in many different sizes and dimensions. Some of them are small, then you can find the very large ones and deep ones. And the fact that they are see-through is very practical, because whenever you are looking for things, like you have a lot of molds, let's say, and then you don't have to open each box and look inside where is what mold and so forth. So I use them for everything in the workshop, and they come with a lid, and that's good, you know, so you can even store things in it, like jars or lotion bottles, glass containers, like for beard oil or similar things. So that's very good, and I would really recommend that. They are quite cheap and very sturdy and durable. Then of course, whenever you're making soap or you're crafting other type of cosmetics, these zip bags are very handy and practical to have. You can store like soap dough in it, or botanicals, maybe some glycerin soap leftovers that you don't want to expose to the air. So you can see they are pretty inexpensive, and they come in different sizes and colors. So I find this also very practical. This is a very inexpensive shelf I found. It's 20 Swiss francs, which is about $20, and you could use this as a soap shelf, curing shelf, or to store materials, colorants, fragrance oils, or things like that. And then if you need additional space inside the shelf, then this device here is very, very practical. I don't know how you call it, but you can see what it is on this picture here. And here they are using it to store shoes, but this is just one possibility. I think it's great if you want to cure soap on it, or if you need additional space and you have like colorants, you can pile them, you know, one on top of the other with this small device. It's very easy to do. You don't need to mount everything. It's just, you can just pop it in the shelf. This one is a very similar system as we just saw. You can see it comes for 7 francs 95. It's a shelf insert made out of metal, this one, so you can also use it for colorants or fragrance oils, and you will be amazed how much space you can actually save by using these type of things. So this is a regular desk pad that you would use for your desk to write on, etc. But I find this really practical whenever you want your work surface to stay clean, or you need an extra protection for it. Let's say you are using a heat gun and you want your table to be extra protected, or you are working with an X-Acto and you don't want to cut your table. Or if you want to store oils or other liquids, and inside the shelf you are afraid that it would leak out, so this will keep your shelf also really clean. And as you can see, it comes for less than 5 francs. This is an organizing system that you could use to store your labels. You can see you can slide out this trays, which makes it very handy. It's made of metal, so it's really sturdy, and it has enough space to hold a large amount of papers. I think this is really important whenever you want to have like a system and you want to be able to find something quickly, instead of going through a whole bunch of papers and just go crazy to find a certain label or a certain document that you are looking for. So that's really something that I'm using myself as well. These here are actually ice cube trays for less than 3 francs, and you can use it for embeds. Let's say these little fishes here, you want to use them in a summerly soap or these stars, but also you can use it for wax melts. These molds here are quite sturdy, they are not flimsy or something. And they also have these little flowers here. Even for samples, let's say you want to make or bath truffles or samples, soap samples, or even why not body butter samples. These are very, very practical and very inexpensive as well. So these are obviously chopsticks. You would use it to eat Chinese food, but not only, you can also use it if you like to texture your tops for soap, like I like to do, and I personally prefer this thicker kind of stick end than just these regular thin kebab sticks. I think the swirl comes out much prettier. And you can also use it to swirl the inside of the soap, and I will leave an info card on the top right corner so you can see what I mean. Next is a cork pad. It comes in a pack of 3 for 3 francs 50. This is very practical to have around whenever you're working like me with double boilers that you have to transfer to your work table so the table is protected, or you have Pyrex jugs coming out of the microwave, or wax, whatever you are dealing with. These are just regular salt and pepper shakers, and the good thing is they have 2 openings. Like one is a little holes and one is like just a one big hole. And they come in a packet of 4. And the good thing about these is you can store glitter in it. Like you can really literally add the glitter to your soap top by shaking it, or you can use it for poppy seeds, juniper berries, anise stars, anything you really want to store. Okay, this one looks a little bit weird, but I thought it is really good. I mean, it's practical, it's hygienical, you can wash it. It's a glove, especially if you're working with microwaves and you need to pull out a hot jug, like a glass container or something like this. Why not? So I don't know how it is where you live, but in around here it's quite difficult to find an inexpensive glass measuring jug like this one here. This is not expensive at all, and I don't know whether or not it is heat safe. Of course you can find a Pyrex one, but you pay like maybe $30 or $40. But this one is very good if you don't need to have like a heat safe container. Let's say you're mixing beard oil or hair oil and things like that, or even you're using it for fragrance oil. This is a very good possibility, and this is a 1 liter jug. You have also the half a liter ones at Ikea. They are inexpensive and very good if you want to start off. You can see the price, it's not even 8 francs, so that's very good. So everybody knows and everybody has the spatulas of Ikea, just because they are so sturdy, they don't fall apart, but they are very flexible at the edge, just like you would like a spatula to be, to scrape out the rest from your jugs and jars. They come in different colors. That's the Swedish name that nobody knows how to pronounce it. But anyways, it comes for less than 2 francs, so that's a really good thing to have. I have a couple of those as well. Not an interesting name. But anyways, if you are making soap cupcakes, then you want to have a look at these molds they have here at Ikea. It's actually regular cupcake molds, and the quality of the material of the silicone is really good. It's very flexible and it unmolds quite easily. I love them. I have a couple of those as well, and they come in a packet of 9 and they cost less than 5 francs. Something I didn't see, but you can see they also have these measuring spoons underneath. I didn't see them when I was at Ikea, but this is something you can buy there as well. It comes very handy when you want to measure out liquids. Then they have another type of cupcake mold, a little bit a deeper one, and they come in a different kind of packet here. I think it's 6. It's a packet of 6 for less than 7 francs. If you're making bath bombs, then this tray could help you to keep the bath bombs on your table and not rolling away, you know, and for drying out and so forth. I personally don't do bath bombs, but this tray here comes for 13 francs. And then you have these cupcake liners. If you're making like something that needs these type of things like cupcake bath bombs or something like this, this is a packet of 65 for 1 franc 50. It comes in 2 different colors. Here's a bigger silicone mold. It's a series of 2, and I think this is a great idea if you want to make like a soap cake, like a 2-tiered soap cake. I just got an order recently, and why not? I like this shape with these little indentations it has on the edges. So that could be something that would be a nice project as well. And then, of course, if you're making all these cakes and cupcakes and so forth, if you are selling them in your shop or just you want to take nice photographies, then you have these trays, or these cake trays, cake stands, you could say, that are available at Ikea as well. Then you have this type of cutting board. I mean, of course, you always need cutting boards to cut things or even to transport mold trays on it or something like this, and it comes for less than 3 francs, so that's really good. And then they also have really high quality knives, non-serrated knives that are perfect if you want to cut glycerin soap, or if you need to cut some ingredients like cocoa butter or shea butter, whatever. They come like in a packet of 3 for 35 francs, which is really inexpensive if you consider what a normal knife would cost. But they also have the single knives. And then here, this is a kitchen roll holder, and I have a couple of those. And I have a kitchen roll like everywhere. That's so practical, so you don't have to pull out the kitchen roll, and you know, you just can pull it from the holder, and this is really good. And it comes from less than 10 francs. Another very practical thing is this little shovel here, and I keep this inside my big bucket of, let's say, cocoa butter when it comes in pellets, or baking soda or citric acid, so you can easily pull it out. Moving along to the glass container section here, where we have this really nice airtight containers, and at Ikea they come in different types of sizes here. So you can see here are bigger ones, and these are fantastic if you want to make like infusions, like oil infusions. You want to put botanicals into oils for a longer time. You can be sure that it is really airtight. And then you have smaller jugs here as well, and they are really inexpensive, as you can see here. It's for less than 2 francs for such a jug. The bigger ones are for 3.50. It's also very good. Then you have a series of 3, like small ones like this. And I think it would be a great idea if you want to make like a sugar scrub for somebody, or even a body butter, and you want it to look a little bit more like vintage type of. Here you can see even bigger ones. Those are like huge glass containers, like if you really want to make big infusions, you know. So that's awesome. And they even have an extra rubber band if you need to change it. You can even buy it separately, so that's good. And these glass containers here are a little bit more decorative, and I think it would be awesome to make some bath salts in it, or even if you have smaller bath bombs and then you can store it in here. I think it's great. You know, they also have different sizes here, which comes in really handy. They're really pretty. They have these long ones in the back, as you can see. Price is really good, and then they have these small ones. You can also do some sugar scrubs and add a ribbon to it or a nice label in front, you know, to make it really special. You could do a special gift. And then these really tiny ones here for 3 francs. They have a nice lid that closes really airtight. I found these ice cube trays here that are fantastic. They are bigger than the usual trays you would find. And if you are making goat milk soap or donkey milk soap like me, then you need to freeze the milk overnight. And this is a fantastic size. And also silicone is easier to push the milk out once it's frozen than the regular like plastic trays that you find. But the problem is then how do you put it in the freezer, because silicone is flexible, so the liquid would fall out. So they added this plastic tray underneath that you can remove, and then it's very easy to put it inside your freezer once you pour the milk. Then next, very, very important, and something that I use very often and I never have enough of those, are these large trays, and they are so inexpensive. I also took a couple of those. They are less than 3 francs, and whenever you're using, like you're doing soap or you're doing truffles or solid body butters, then you can just move the tray when you need the space, and you don't have to wait until everything is hard and solidified, so you can use your table. So I always use these trays, and then you move it around and you can continue with whatever you're doing. So that's really practical. You will of course also find a large variety of containers like cardboard or metal and so forth that you could use to make gift boxes. And last but not least, it's my favorite, or one of my favorite tools of Ikea, is this board. It has holes in it, and you can assemble it the way you want it according to the needs you have. It has trays, little buckets, little containers that you can add to it, or things to hang things on it, even elastic bands if you need to put a recipe there or a note that you need to have like really handy and so forth. So that's super practical. You can see here it has different kind of features, and you can buy the features also separately, so you can really assemble it according to what you need. Here you can see an example. That's 2 of them built one next to the other, and it comes also with little screws, so you can screw it easily and so forth. And then what I use it for, what I love to use it for, is it has this little roll holder here, so I put my gift ribbons on it, and then I can easily just pull it out and do my packaging or my gift boxes with it. That's really, really cool. I love it. Here is another example with little things that you can add to it to hold papers or pens, you know. Even big rolls, you can see here, like a gift roll, gift paper roll, things like that. So that's really, really cool. I really hope you enjoyed this video, even maybe find it useful, and I hope to see you very soon for another one. Have a great day. Bye bye.